Hi everyone, it's Annie here, and today I'm going to discuss geology from a general perspective and how geology relates to the societies we live in. I think it's so important for people to really understand what geology is because of all the information we have gained from those studies about our Earth and the planet that we call home. I would first like to start off by discussing what geology is. A very simple definition of geology is that it is the science that describes the world we live in. Beyond that, geology encompasses all of the aspects of our Earth. The Western Michigan University Geology Club discusses pieces of the definition of geology, including the origin, the history, and the structure. Origin reminds me of, in Unit 1, learning about the Big Bang Theory. History reminds me of the National Geographic film in which we are given a timeline of events from ancient times up to present day. And structure reminds me of learning in more recent times about the 4 layers of the Earth and how we study the interior of the Earth using waves. So now that there is a general overview of what geology is, I think we need to dive in further to look at some of the specific areas of study and look at what geologists do. So what do geologists study? Geological studies range from looking at minerals to studying a giant volcano. Think about looking at a tiny puzzle piece and then looking at the whole puzzle. It's amazing to see how much information is covered through these studies. Some examples of specific areas listed on the Western Michigan University Geology Club webpage are oceanography, paleontology, and petroleum geology. I'll just briefly give a little bit about what each area focuses on. Oceanography has an oceanic focus. Paleontology uses ancient remnants like fossils and plants and a bunch of other materials to get an idea of life in the early days of the Earth. And petroleum geology focuses on oil and gas and how that relates to Earth and life on Earth. So these are just a few examples of some areas of study within the vast category of geology, and I think it's important to realize how many areas of study are included in the wonderful science of geology. So now I'm going to go on to connect geology and people. I think it's an important connection to make because sometimes people think, oh, this doesn't pertain to me, but as a matter of fact, it does. So the biggest realization that I have come to is that without geology, we would not know much about the Earth at all. One area that I would like to highlight is the importance between geology and resources. A great example of this is water. Geologists who study water, also known as hydrology, give us some of the most important information we need about this resource. The United States Geological Survey gives a great overview of hydrology, the basics, and what we need to know about it. So geologists in this field learn about the sources of water on Earth and the structures of these sources. They then use their studies to assure that water will be an accessible resource that we can use. I want you to stop and think about how important water is to life, how vital it is. Our bodies are made of water, we drink water. Water surrounds us 24/7. And to think that, without the help of these geologists, water might not be as accessible as it is to us. So that's something to think about in the big picture of things, how important it is for people to understand geology. I'm kind of going to shift gears here and discuss how one discovery in geology has led to a lot of information and a lot of advancements, and this is plate tectonics. So the discovery has been huge for geology, but also for the world. The plates in the Earth's crust have given us clues to the past. For example, learning about Pangea and the supercontinent breaking apart, and has allowed other fields of science to predict events, such as earthquakes. So one discovery has led to so much and is really useful knowledge. Also, plate tectonics have given us an idea about the formation of mountains, volcanoes, even the growth of land masses. And a lot of what we know is from the plate boundaries. So it's something to really think about how important this discovery is to geology and to people everywhere. To wrap up, I would just like to iterate that geology is a science that encompasses all aspects of our Earth. There's such a wide range of studies, and those studies have a direct connection to the lives of people everywhere. Geology is important to learn and share with others. So I encourage you to learn about geology and share your findings with others. It's more important than you will ever know. So I would like to thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it and that there is a good sense of what geology is, what geologists do, and some of the applications of those studies. Thank you so much.